All right. So we are live right now. Okay. I believe everyone can hear me now. Wait. Yeah. So I believe everyone can hear me right now. I want to welcome all of us to this today's webinar session. We are sorry that we are starting a little bit late. We are supposed to have started exactly by 4 p.m., but we are like 10 minutes late. We had some little technical issues, but then we are here. We are here. So welcome everyone to this webinar session today. Today we are going to look at how you can apply for the UK Global Talent Visa. Just like we always say, our efforts to make sure that we bring opportunities around the world to young people from different countries in Africa to make sure that we leave every stone unturned. We make sure that we bring every information right to your doorstep so that you will be part of what is happening around the world. So I welcome all of us to this, and I hope that we're going to learn a lot from our resource person, who is also one of the winners of the UK Global Talent Visa. So it's always good for us to hear from the horse's mouth, to hear the process, how he navigated the process. I always tell you guys that nothing good comes easy. So he didn't just get it on a platter of gold. There were processes he followed, which he's going to share with us today. And by God's grace, a lot of people will learn from this. And we are hoping that maybe by this time next year, someone will come to give a testimony that, oh, that webinar you gave us last year, I was able to manage to work with the resources we shared. And today I have Global Talent Visa, and I'm currently in the UK. We're very happy to celebrate you guys. So without wasting of any time, I want to bring in the moderator who would pilot the process and tell us how it's going to be. Obinna Ezebekwe, I am bringing you onto the stage to anchor the project, the program from here, and tell us how the program today is going to be. Thank you. Obinna, I have the floor now.
Thank you very much, Stanley. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. This webinar is part of our monthly webinar where we invite resource persons from across the globe to mentor you on different opportunities available to you as Africans or young persons. For those of you who have been following us, we started this series in February. For that particular webinar, we invited a speaker from the United Kingdom who spoke to us about how she secured her scholarships to complete her master's and her doctorate in the United Kingdom. So we have been doing that up to this very month, where we will be listening to and learning from Mr. Andrew, our resource person, talk to us about how he was able to secure the UK Global Talent Visa. So like Stanley said a few minutes ago, Andrew is a recipient of this prestigious visa, and he will be giving us hands-on lecture on how we can also tap from this opportunity. So the plan for today is for me to officially introduce Andrew to all of you by reading his biography. After that, Andrew is going to walk us through the step-by-step process on how he secured his Global Talent Visa to live and work in the United Kingdom. And after that, we are going to go right into the question and answer session where you will have the opportunity to ask any specific question that you may have. So feel free to put your questions in the chat on YouTube, and a member of our team is going to forward those questions to me, which I will read to the speaker. And if you are interested in also watching our previous webinars, please go to our YouTube channel and watch all of those. I'm very certain that you are going to learn a couple of things there. And those videos, of course, are also on our website. So make sure that you watch those, and we also hope to get your testimony in a few months' time that those videos were important to you. So without wasting time, let us get straight to introducing our speaker. So I'm going to share my screen right now. I believe you can see my screen, right, Andrew?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you so much. So this is the bio of our resource person, Mr. Andrew Nwana Akwa Ugu. So Andrew is a professional member of BCS, the Chartered Institute for IT, and a result-driven tech professional with a master's degree in data science. He has hands-on experience in transformational change projects, research, data analysis, and data visualization. He is a UK Global Talent Visa recipient and coach, helping people secure the UK Global Talent Visa while also connecting them to global tech opportunities. Andrew currently works at Accenture UK as an analytics analyst and serves as the UK Data and AI New Joiners representative. In this role, he delivers data and AI projects for Accenture clients, and mentors new joiners in the data and AI practice. He also previously led the diversity and inclusion pillar for one of Accenture's largest client accounts. He is also a journal reviewer with Elsevier and IGI Global, where he reviews the research work of reputable scholars worldwide. Andrew is passionate about digital product design, AI, management, data migration, and deriving actionable insights from complex data sets to support informed decision-making. He brings strong problem-solving skills and a detail-oriented approach, ensuring accuracy and reliability in his analysis. As an agile learner, he is committed to leveraging advanced technologies to optimize processes and drive business growth. Outside of work, Andrew enjoys networking with colleagues, playing musical instruments, football, and table tennis, as well as giving back to the community through volunteering. So as you can see, our resource person is indeed eminently qualified to walk us through this important topic today. And I sincerely hope that you guys are going to find this webinar very helpful. And like I said, please feel free to ask him questions, even beyond this topic for today. You can talk to him about your career path, and I'm sure he has relevant experience to guide you in the right direction. So at this point, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and then hand the mic over to our resource person to teach us how he secured the UK Global Talent Visa. Andrew.
Thank you so much, Obi. Thank you for that introduction there. I appreciate that. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone, depending on where you are joining us from. Just to have an idea of where people are joining us from, can you put on the comment section where you are joining us from? just to have a view of where people are joining us from, if you don't mind. Yeah.
I think most of them, okay, I think it's they can only type on the YouTube.
Oh,
So
okay. And I can't see the youth. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. And
yeah,
I believe most of our audience are joining us from Africa. Um,
sure.
People in the UK and in the US as well, right? Yeah, from the last our last conversation, I could remember you mentioned that. Yeah. So why I was preparing for this presentation, I thought of you know coming with a kind of a PowerPoint presentation, but I decided not to because I want to make it a more practical, interactive session. So I would appreciate people's inputs as we go on, right? I don't know how we'll be able to do that since most of them are on YouTube, right? But yeah, I think it will be more effective, right? To, know where people are in their journey. That will also, um, help us be able to really advise them, you know, in a more personalized way. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Just to really forge ahead and also quickly jump on it because looking at the time now, we well, we really need to really run with the speed of light. Yeah. Um Obi has already told you guys a little bit about me. Yeah, Andrew. The part I want to briefly talk about, especially because it's in line with what we are doing and also to encourage people, is about how I got my global talent visa, right? Because that's the topic, right? And if you don't learn any other thing, right, learn that with your seriousness, right, um, you can get it, right? I tell people that every challenge is there to charge me for a positive change, right? Um, I came into the UK as an international student, tier four. Um, if you have been making research, or most of us already know that there are a lot of um, restrictions we have as international students, like international students have, right? So I could remember landing a role while I was still studying. The employer has already given me an offer and everything. Just few weeks, just a week or 2 weeks before the start date, I was asked to submit my right to work. When I did, they said, oh no, that unfortunately they won't progress with me, right? Because they want somebody that could work full time, right? So, and I know a lot of people are facing these challenges, right? Yeah, but that did not demoralize me. I continued, right? I kind of strategically went about the whole thing. What I now did is to find a job that could wait for me to graduate as well, that can also employ me, then maybe wait for me to graduate, then start working with them. But while I was doing that, a lot of things were happening, right? A lot of layoffs. Big companies like Google, Microsoft, they were laying people off both in the US, in the UK, and other parts of the world. I told myself, what's the solution to this? The only solution for some of us is to what? To find a visa that will, um, that will give us the opportunity to work without depending on any employer. Okay. Um, so that's when I started researching. I came across the UK Global Talent Visa. the opportunity it gives you the opportunity to work in the UK without needing any employer sponsorship, right? It means that you are employer of yourself. Like, do you get? And that gives you opportunity to work for maybe as many employers as you want. You also have the opportunity to do what start your own business, right? These are some of the benefits of this UK Global Talent Visa, right? So that's when I decided to like, okay, let me go for it. Then I started researching. At first, the whole thing was really overwhelming. I thought that, man, this thing I cannot get it because I felt that I don't have maybe enough profile, right? But um, but one thing was telling me, man, try this. You need to try this. That you still have the required profile, right? After some time, I saw someone on LinkedIn posted, "I'm trying to share that I've gotten the UK Global Talent Visa." That was when I also picked up interest again. So, and again, is the reason why most of us do all these webinar stuff to, sensitize people, share information, to tell people, yeah, you can do this, right? Because Henry Ford, one of the greatest people I respect, right, says that if you say you can or you cannot, you are right. So whichever one you say, you are right. So I want us to believe that we can, and when we can do it. I told myself, yeah, I can do it, and that's when I started working on it. Then fast forward to today, I got this endorsement, right? And I've been helping a lot of people get it, right? So yeah, that's briefly about my journey, about how I got the UK Global Talent Visa, right? So what is this UK Global Talent Visa? Right. UK Global Talent Visa is the, like I already explained briefly, is the kind of visa that gives you, is a tier one visa that gives you the opportunity to do anything you want to do in the UK, like work for any employer. You can bring your dependents, right? No limitation, right? You can also start your own company, can be a founder of a company, anything you want to do. That flexibility is one thing that gives me joy, right? I will 100% recommend it, right? And the good thing these days is that um, other countries have similar programs. In the US, we have what we call EB2 NIW and EB1A, right? In Australia as well, you also have similar stuff. The UK Australian Global Talent Visa, and also in Canada, the same thing is there, right? You can also Google all of this or make research about all of this. But what we are focusing today is what about the UK Global Talent Visa. So this UK Global Talent Visa, we have different eligibility and endorsement bodies. So each of these endorsement bodies, they have their what their requirements. Okay, are you following? If you are following, please, I want to. I know I'm not able to see people's comment here, but can you type to say, yeah, I'm following? Okay, yeah. So can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
of
Okay,
course.
cool,
They
cool,
can,
yeah.
they can. And I think I see some people type in the section because I can see the
Okay,
YouTube
okay,
from here. I think people
okay.
type from Nigeria.
Oh,
And
nice, nice. Thank you for letting me know, right? Because it's it's more interactive when I see people's this thing reaction. But it's well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we have what different endorsing body. We have what we call academia research routes, right? People that do follow that route are usually the lecturers or researchers. If you're big in research, I would recommend you go for it, right? And we also have the art and culture people, right? Art and culture are usually people, music producers, right? Architects, right? So many other this thing, fashion designers, so many of them fall under what this art and culture routes. Okay, you also have what the digital two technology routes, right? And the endorsing body is the tech nation, right? So this digital technology route, some of the people that can go for it, if you are doing anything, or you have evidence showing that what you have made impact within that sector, within the digital technology route, you are eligible. Some of the this thing, example of people, we have what we call the technical routes, right, and the business route, like technical applicants and the business applicants. When I say technical applicants, I mean software engineers, um, data scientists, right? People in cybersecurity, game developers, right? They fall under what? Technical applicants. We also have what we call what non-technical applicants. These are what the this thing business applicants, like business analysts, project managers, and so on. Okay, I want to quickly run through all of these, then give us opportunity to do Q&A, right? That will, give the people opportunity to really ask their burning questions, like, the questions they need answers to immediately, right? It's a very good opportunity to really ask such questions and get answers, right? So, yeah, but as I've mentioned, right, we have what business applicant and what technical applicants. We can also call them technical applicants and non-technical applicants. But I I want to quickly now tell you, now that you've known that we have different applicants, I want to quickly tell you who is what eligible and who is not eligible for what this visa. Okay, who is eligible for this visa? Number one, these are three very important rules you must understand. Technical applicants, right, working for a technical company, right, is eligible. Let's say you are a data scientist working for Google, you are eligible. So technical company can also be called product-led company. That's the word they normally use. Product-led company is a company that has something they produces in a digital way, and that thing is the major source of their revenue. Any company that has something they produce and that thing they produce is their major source of revenue, it means that what they are what product-led company. Okay, hope this makes sense, right? So the first rule is what if you are a technical person like a data scientist working for a technical company, you are what eligible. Okay, if you are non-technical person, let's say business analysts, project managers, right? A project manager working for a technical company, right? You are also what eligible for this visa, right? But if you are a non-technical person working for what? A non-technical company or a company that is not product-led, anyhow you want to define it, right? You are not eligible for this visa. Okay. So first of all, this is what the question you ask yourself: which category do I fall under? Right? It's easier when you are 100% sure that you are a technical person, right? You can then jump on it, right? Without even checking anything like much. Because even if you are not working for a technical company, you are already a technical person. That makes it easier. But if you are a non-technical person, please make sure that your evidence of where you've been working must be what technical companies. You must have worked or working in a technical company, right? And evidence you're gonna provide has to also be linked to something technical and stuff like that, right? So that's to take time to explain who is eligible and who is not eligible, so that you now know how to plan yourself. Okay, so that brings us to what? Criteria. What are they looking for? What are they actually looking for? Right? We have what we call mandatory criteria and optional criteria, right? Um, mandatory criteria, um, it's whether you are a promising talent, right, or you are exceptional talent, you are required to satisfy all these criteria. Just to clarify, we have also two set of people that can apply for this visa, right? Like two different category. You can apply as an exceptional promise, somebody that has less than 5 years of experience in eligible occupation, right? Let's say you're a data scientist and you've not had more than 5 years work experience as a data scientist, you fall under exceptional promise. If you have been doing some other role, let's say customer service, maybe menial jobs, right? And then switch to data science, right? It will start counting from when you started as a data scientist, and using data science as a kind of example, right? But you know that it's not only data science, other technical these things are applicable, right? So exceptional talent, exceptional promise, less than 5 years work experience. Why exceptional talent is if you have had more than 5 years work experience in eligible occupation, that makes you eligible for what? Exceptional talent. Hope that's very clear enough. Okay. So what are they expecting from us? You have what criteria you need to satisfy. You have what, according to guideline, you have five. They have stated five, right? You have one mandatory criteria to satisfy. That's for everybody, right? And also, you need to pick two optional criteria from the four optional criteria. I'm going to run through the criteria and what it entails. Mandatory criteria, as the name implies, everyone must have to pick that mandatory criteria, like satisfy mandatory criteria, which is what? How do you show like you are a leader in that your industry or a potential leader in that your industry? You can show that by being a speaker in tech conferences. You can do that by being a judge, right? You can do that by reviewing journals, right? For all the journal publication, research journal publications, right? You can do that by so many ways, showing impacts like third party evidence that you have impacted positively on your company, helping them to grow and raise revenue and stuff like that, right? So these are a couple of ways you can show that what you are, what, a leader in your, or a potential leader in your industry. Hope that's clear. So apart from that, you also have four different optional criteria, but you are meant to select two out of those four different optional criteria, right? And to satisfy all any of these criteria, you just need two evidence, minimum of two evidence, but it can be maximum. It can be more than two evidence. But in total, they said that the total evidence you need to submit should be minimum of six in total and maximum of 10 different evidence. Okay, so it means that for that mandatory criteria, you need two minimum. For those two other optional criteria, you need two evidence to satisfy them. So let me discuss about this optional criteria, right? Because I want to make it, let us like have some time to really ask questions and get answers, right? Um, Optional criteria one is what? Evidence of innovation. how would you show that you are an innovator in the digital technology sector, right? A lot of us in Africa has built amazing stores, products, right? If you're able to show that, okay, you've built this and they can, show that it's innovative, that qualifies you, right? If you have, let's say, I know somebody that built a system for telemedicine, like, the doctors use them in their communities in one of the African countries, like, they built something that doctors can easily, patients can easily use to reach out to doctors, right? Making life easier for both patients and doctors as well, right? Some people have built different stores, right? If you have any of such stores, whether being the founder or working in a company that has those innovative products, right? That qualifies you. But you must show evidence that you were part of the people that built the business, either as a technical person or as a non-technical person. Hope that makes sense, right? So that's about what optional criteria one. So we have different four optional criteria. So I've explained one. The second one is what? Evidence. How do you show that apart from your day-to-day activities, like apart from your main job, you've also contributed positively or led or impacted your community positively. Example is what? By teaching people tech, how to code, how to do data analysis, how to do stuff within tech, right? Showing that you've done maybe open source contributions on GitHub repos, stuff like that, speaking engagements as well, right? Teaching, apart from like, but this teaching has to be outside your day-to-day activities, outside your work. It must not have been paid for, like doing it voluntary stuff, right? Yeah. And couple of other ways, mentoring people. If you have been mentoring people in your area, data science, like myself, that's one of the evidence I use, being a mentor. And I also started BCS in my uni. I was the one that brought British Computer Society in University of Salford, Manchester, right? That also stood out for me. It also created a community where people come and learn. And till today, it's been helping a lot of people and loads of testimonies, right? Getting even myself, it also helps me, to fully integrate into, the system, right? So because then I was inviting people from BCS and I said BCS to come and talk, people that have had, work experience, to talk to us. People get those information free of charge, right? Because sometimes people don't have money to pay for some of these things, right? And sometimes people don't have the information. Some of the reasons why immigrants, they don't get the kind of job they deserve is because they lack the information. Maybe the way they package their CV, the way they present themselves, the way they lack, they've been doing great stuff, but they are not able to really fully relate it to what employers here, need, right? So these are some of the things we are doing, and also doing some workshops where we invite people, to come and teach us how to, build stores, do stores, technical stores. And sometimes we, teach ourselves as well. We have sessions where we nominate people to teach ourselves, like a couple of things. So if you have been doing something of that nature, it's really a good one, especially when it's tied to a reputable organization like BCS and some other good organizations, right? Yeah. But make sure that it's a structured program. If you are doing mentoring, it has to be a structured program as well, right? So these are a couple of things you can use for what? Optional criteria too. And if you have received award, doing that, this would be really a good one to also show that, yeah, what you're doing is making positive impact as well, right? You also have the optional criteria three, which is impact you've made in your place of employment or in your own company, either as a founder, the CEO, the CTO, or even an employee. Okay, so how do you show that? Number one, you show that this is what the business used to be before, and this is what I built, and this, as a result of this thing I built, this is where it has taken the company to, and this is how the revenue generation has grown massively. You have dashboards that can show those things. That would be very, very great. How you have optimized, even UI US is under technical design. How have you optimized, the company's workflow and everything, thereby positioning them to a place where they are able to massively increase their revenue generation, right? Getting awards, showing awards, and also, having high salary. Sometimes that one they can argue that one sometimes. So if you know that your salary is not very good, don't use that one. That's what always tell people. So, but if you know that you're one of the odogus that have been earning a lot, yeah, I will encourage you to go for it. Yeah, it's a good one to use, right? Having letter of recommendation letter or support letter from your employers, like your C-level ESCOs, right? They are very, very important. See, apart from the mandatory three recommendation letters, you are expected to, because it's one of the criteria you need your CV, you need your recommendation letter, right? You need your personal statement, and this what's it called? This can I encourage people to, it's like when you're giving an open check to sign money any amount you want. I try to sign as many as possible. So if you are giving up to opportunity to use 10 evidence, please make sure you have up to 10 evidence. Unless when you don't have up to 10, then you can go ahead and use 9. But don't just you go ahead and use 6, because if one they don't like one, you see that they will reject you. But if maybe you submitted three each, then they don't like one, you still have 2 evidence, right? So this is kind of stuff we've been like, telling our people as well, my mentees, and it's been very, very helpful. And we've been getting most of my clients been getting a lot of positive feedback, success stories, right? So please, some of these little tips can be very, very helpful. So make sure you are taking note of this when going about for yours. Right. So these are some of the things: getting recommendation letter and support letter, reference letters from your employers. Please make sure that they are C-level schools, right? CTO, CEO, founders, people that have digital footprints, people that that, okay, when they apply for this visa they will get it, right? These are the kind of people you should be looking at getting these things from, right? It has to be people that have those good profile, amazing profiles. You get what I mean? So getting all of those things and then stating categorically what you have done, maybe sketch of what if you did, how you did those things, and a couple of other things, right? These are some of the things you need to, you know, um, like come with. You need to submit, um, yeah, to get that what's it called, this optional criteria 3, right? The fourth one is what the impact you have shown in your academia and research. I know Tech Nation and digital technology is not solely for academia and research, but optional criteria 4 is about it. If you have made any positive impact within the academia and research, you can then use it, right? So some of the examples of what you can use: if you have been publishing, doing a lot of research, right, on doing journal publications, is a good discipline. If you are doing um, um, journal publications, and also having citations showing that yes, your work, you get citation when people cite your work, reference your work in their research, right? Which means your work is aiding the work of other people, right? It's helping people do work, right? It's like when I'm researching about the implication of Gen AI in our modern days, right? And I see that maybe Stanley have done something like this before, and I read it and then get some information that helps my research. Then I have to cite him, right? So when I cite him, it means that his work is helping my work, is academically acceptable to get ideas from people's work, but definitely you need to cite those people, right? So if people cite your work, it means that your work is helping the work of other researchers, right? Which is a good evidence to use as well, right? Funny enough, some of these things, in fact, all of these things I've been mentioning, they are also applicable to the other visas by the US EB1A, even EB2 NIW, right? And also the Australian one. So these are the things they also look out for. So for the optional criteria four have been the optional criteria four, in addition to the list of journals, the list of journal publications you've done, right? If you have evidence of speaking in a conference, academic conference, right, it's a good evidence, right? It shows that yes, you did the research and you also presented it to in a community of fellow researchers, right? Who can also take on what they have learned to also, help them in their own respective work as well, right? And also getting a letter from a reputable maybe professor or somebody into research, maybe somebody you've worked with, you've done some research with, and stuff like that. You get what I mean? So these are some of the evidence you need to what you need for what to satisfy this optional criteria for. Okay, and a couple of other things you can also maybe join to this thing. If you have had like maybe distinction in your this thing, maybe masters or your degree, also good to like to support all those your research work and other things, just to show that yeah, you've been making great impact, within the academia and research. Okay, so and to apply for this visa is really one of the cheapest this thing visa. The application fee is just around 700 pounds. I think 766 pounds, right? Um, the good thing is that you don't have to pay everything in total. Like you then you first of all apply for this endorsement and then pay around, it should be around 500 to 4 to 500 pounds. Once it's endorsed, you then pay the remaining one. But mind you, everybody that lives in the UK, you must pay insurance, like uh, in this thing. That's where it gets a bit expensive. But the main application fee is actually the one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest. Yeah. So these are a couple of things I think one needs to know, and also how long does it take for this visa to come to when you once you apply. Um, from my experience, right, there is no particular time it takes. One of my recent clients got his own within 2 days, right? My own, I got mine. I was it within 2 weeks thereabouts, right? And some people's own come out like after a month, right? So, but give your time self up to 1 month. You get what I mean? Like, but knowing fully well that it can come out earlier, right? So I can't tell you this is the a particular time it takes for you to get like result or feedback from them. You get, and when you apply, please make sure you continuously check the guideline. The guideline is very, very important because things change. There have been a lot of changes recently, right? There was a change made on the 22nd of January this year. Before now, you can use, you know, online speaking engagement, but now they want it to be in person, right? If even you're volunteering, we are encouraged to do them what in person, right? No longer like um you know, volunteering or speaking online. Do you get? Very, very important. And also about revenue generation, showing the evidence, maybe that your company has been generating a lot of money. You are now advised to do what? Show it with audited account, no longer just any account or any screenshot of any place. Okay, so they want it to be kind of audited, right? And recently, early this month as well, there have been some changes as well. Um, you can no longer apply from the TechNation website link. Is now directly from the UK this thing Home Office. Okay, the Home Office website. Okay, so these are like couple of things because we always stay updated with everything happening. So we always keep our people also informed, right? So I would encourage everyone to that is interested in this to continuously. I will send the link um, to Stanley as well, maybe after this time, so that he can also share with you guys in the community, because it will be nice to always keep looking at this. It changes, but the good thing is that this thing most of the time before anything changes, like they let people know as well. So which is really good. So you need to really keep yourself up to date with what is happening if it's actually what you are interested in doing. Yeah, because of time, I would want to give opportunity for people to ask questions and then get response. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Andrew, for that informative lecture on how you secured your prestigious UK Global Talent visa. I'm certain that our audience gained a lot of knowledge and insights from your discussion. So this is effectively the question and answer session. And so before this webinar, we sent out a Google form on our social media platforms asking our followers to ask you some questions. And right here, I have some of those questions. But for those who are joining us presently, if you have any question, feel free to put that in the chat box on YouTube, and one person from our team is going to forward those questions to me, and I will read them to our resource person. So there's something you said during your presentation that I wanted to highlight. You said something, I will just paraphrase. You said, if you say you can, it is true, and if you say you cannot, it's also true. And I think that kind of like, for me, is the first step towards any kind of achievement someone wants to attain, or any kind of goal you want to set. I think the first thing is to believe that you can even do it, but not just believing without any concrete foundation. For example, if you say you want to get into a doctorate program, right? I mean, it is not something you just go in without having a strong academic background. So apart from just believing, you should also make sure that you have the required skills and like what it takes to attend that. So it's very important for us to believe in ourselves in spite of our background. Many of us you see today in the US and in the UK used to be in Nigeria, and we attended some of the schools you attended. So it's always good to just have that positive mindset that you can achieve whatever you set your mind to achieve, provided you are ready to work on yourself, make improvements, and gain all of those requirements that you need to attain whatever dream you have for yourself. So that's one thing that I think is very important, both for the UK global visa, global talent visa, and whatever it is that you want to achieve. So thank you so much for highlighting that, Andrew. So I have a
Thank
couple of
you.
questions here that I want to ask you. These questions, like I said, are from our audience. So the first one I want to read is from Chukwunonso Kuzue, who is from Nigeria. So the first question this person has for you is, what are the common reasons applicants get rejected for the global talent visa, and how can I avoid them?
Mm. Wow, this is a very good question, right? Um, Common reasons why applicants get rejected and how he can avoid them. Yeah, number one major reason is what? Not being updated with the requirements, right? And you can avoid them, avoid being rejected because of this by immersing yourself into the requirement, like knowing, even if you are using a lawyer or a coach, you yourself that is doing that, you need to also learn the requirements, right? You need to also know what is required, right? Recently, one of my recent clients um could have made a very serious mistake, right? But I was able to help him come out of that, right? Like little things you wouldn't expect would affect you could, right? Something like, you know, because the guideline stays, that's why I say it's good to have this Q&A, because that will also give me the opportunity to dive deeper into some stuff as well. The guideline says that your evidence has to be three pages, and you see people having like 5 pages, 4 pages. Already you have missed it, right? You've missed what the requirement says. You get what I mean? And there's a way they want your recommendation letter to appear, right? You need to digitally sign it. Some people, they don't know of this. They go ahead and submit, even get good this thing, right? But they don't digitally sign it, and thereby causing problem for them. Okay, so a lot of reasons why people get rejected. People not you know um explaining or clearly showing how their evidence, what they have done, has impacted positively to the tech community is also another problem. You see a lot of people, especially software engineers, they build a lot of stuff, but they don't have anything to show for it. Sometimes some companies are not able to, give them access to, publicly or submit those, GitHub repos because of this thing, the policy behind this, some of these things, right? Is a challenge. So the earlier you know about this, getting to know about your companies, what is obtainable and what is not, you'll be able to okay, channel yourself in energy in areas or kind of jobs that will help you be able to put this thing out. And another thing, people not having digital footprints. This era, you shouldn't hide, right? Go public. If you even no matter how small you feel it is, push it out there, because they go to your social media as well. They look at these things. I'm glad Trump now is somebody that likes social media. Do you get? Well, these things have been happening before now. Like these
Yes,
people,
so
They don't like social media.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, before they give you visa now, they want to see what you've been doing. Have you been saying rubbish online
yeah.
when
They
you
want
should
to know
be
your
coding?
online presence.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if you're able to, show that, yeah, you've been pushing good contents out there, like, and this thing you say you are doing, you're actually pushing it there, and you have it. In fact, let me tell you, recently I discovered that it's even easier to even help package common content creator. I shouldn't use common. Like, I mean, content creators that doesn't even have much they've done. It's easier to like work with them to get this visa, right? Than good software engineers that have been doing a lot but doesn't have how to show it. I know somebody that is a cyber security professional. They call him to different countries to come and work. But now he messaged me during because I also during one of our one-on-one conversation, right? We looked at his profile. He has done amazingly well, but he doesn't have something to show for it, and that's a problem, right? And another thing, he has been contracting for company. This is somebody that have been into this for like 10 years, but now he doesn't have stuff to show for it. Like as even he's been pushing content or has a page or been speaking in conferences. Those things will give you a lot of digital footprints, right? And also helping you in situations like this. So a whole I can keep counting, right? But because of time and to allow other people to, ask their question, I will just stop here. So try and see how you can, work on these things I've mentioned, and if you're able to work on them, definitely that will prevent rejection. Okay, I wish you success in your future endeavors.
Thank you, Andrew, for that answer. So I just wanted to ask on behalf of the person who asked the last question,
Mm.
um, are there some important resources that someone could leverage while applying for this? I know, I mean, for some of these visas, there are some groups on WhatsApp where potential applicants come together to help each other navigate the process. So do we have that kind of thing for this, or maybe books that people have written, or whether hard copy or soft copy, any form of resources that could help?
Okay. At the moment, the only resources I share with people is what the guideline, right? These endorsing
Okay.
bodies, they have guideline,
Okay.
and I'm happy to also share it with you guys. But
Mm,
sometimes there are like a couple of gray areas in this
mm,
guideline, right? So what people do is to kind of book some of us for one-to-one session, right? And also, I'm currently working on a book that will kind of detail some of these things, and also put in stuff that have helped me personally, what have been helping some of my clients, right?
mm,
I'm still working on it. Once it's
mm.
done, I can also let you know. Just expect it to be ready very soon. Yeah. I believe it's something I don't want to really rush it because I want to make it a very powerful and quality one. Once it's ready, I will let you guys know. So yeah, definitely, yeah, it's something I'm already working on. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's very good. We look forward to reading your book. I know it's going to be a fantastic work. Um,
Thank
and
you.
then I heard you mentioned clients. So do you charge money to help people file for this, or like what do you do so that
Okay, okay.
our
What
audience
I
can know
do,
if they want to contact you?
yeah, like what we do is to hold people's hands throughout
Okay.
the journey, right? Um, First of all, it starts with maybe booking that one-to-one session, right? It's just small thing is attached, right? Once the people are happy to kind of fully work with us after the one-to-one session, um, we discuss. There is something, a token is also involved, right? We discuss everything like their parts, right? And we first of all, during the one-to-one session, that's where we will be able to, okay, go through their profile, see what they've done, and know where they are in their journey, and then be able to tell them, okay, honestly tell them this is what it will take to get them to the point where they can be able to, apply for this visa. It's not that we are packaging them and then doing everything with them. It's just like coaching them. Well, in that coaching, there are a lot of benefits that come with it because it gives them. We'll be able to also connect them with our network. We have a lot of like communities we work with, councils we work with, and also bodies we work with. Like they can volunteer there. After some time, they get recommendation, they get awards from even councils. Also some other tech bodies as well. They can get involved in speaking engagements. We also, hold them hand to by their hand to let them know, okay, these are kind of, because there are a whole lot of stuff happening there, but some of them cannot give you that endorsement, right? So we'll be able to advise them, okay, this one will be beneficial and this one will not, because there are some boxes you need to tick, right? There are some things that we are working before, but they no longer work, probably because people have used it a lot, right? We'll also be able to also tell them stuff like this, do you get? And we also have like meetings, regular meetings, right? Where we'll, you know, check what we've done, look at the next action points to really focus on, a couple of other stuffs. And also during the writing, we also review the stuff, right? And and also help them correct one or two things we are if there is need for that, like a couple of other things. Yeah, these are like paid services as well. Like we also go beyond that, or maybe when they reach out, anybody reach who is interested in such stuff, reach out, we'll be able to like also explain a lot better. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for highlighting the services you offer. And so we have three questions from Chukun on Sokuzwe. So this is the second question from the person.
Mhm.
So the question is, how do I decide whether to apply as exceptional promise or exceptional talent?
Yeah, I don't. Okay, maybe this question came before this session.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
like I already explained, exceptional talent. If you've had more than 5 years of work experience in a eligible occupation, why exceptional promise if it's less than 5 years? That's simple.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah, I think that works since we already covered it in the main presentation.
yeah.
And so the last question from this person is, what level of work experience or recognition is truly considered enough for eligibility?
Mm, yeah. I would say a convincing, verifiable evidence, right? Um, and how big the body is, who is giving you that recognition, what have you done, the work, what's the impact of the work you've done,
Mm,
right? If you're able to show these metrics, it's easier maybe when that company has like online profile and you can show it. Okay, I joined this company so time. This is what the metrics is showing as at that time. They can see those things reflecting in so many places, right? I increased the number of app users by what I did time. You can check all those stuffs. There's a way you can see them, can put, can all these analytics, you can push them, show it, right? How have you increased user base of this company, right? They can be shown. Do you get? How have you, how has your work impacted positively on this, right? Testimonies, how has, like during my own this thing time, I was able to show um how I started the this thing, the community, the tech community, right? My email communication with both BCS and the university when they approved it at the university level, and when BCS approved it, this thing, I initiated it, and the way I started it, some of the flyers of the conferences I heard, the one I was part of the speakers, the one other people came, right? And also being able to show that it's even still there on the website that yes, this is that has become a community, as they get, like showing a
Mhm.
link they can click. And even when I was awarded by the body and is even online, like even see today, right? They can click on the link, say, oh, this the guy is saying the truth. If you have those online evidence, right? And maybe you have your business and is making impact, they can go to the app, they can verify it. You get what I mean? But first of all, you must have put, they learn like um you when you put like all these links. That's another mistake people make. They Some people, they don't put screenshot, they will just go ahead and put it inside their Google Drive. Tech Nation, this endorsing body, they frown at those things. So make sure you don't put source on your Google Drive, then send the link. No, they want to see it in that 3 pages. So put a screenshot and then put a direct link to that this thing, not put a public link and not a private link. Right? So these are some of the ways you can really, go about this. Hope that makes sense.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. And
So
this question reminds me about a question I typically get from the younger folks. And that question is, how do I decide the kind of job to apply for? Because there are tons of jobs on LinkedIn and other job posts. So I always just say, I mean, first of all, don't disqualify yourself. Okay. And second of all, if you meet like 30% to 40% of the job description, just try
go
your
for
luck.
it.
Because sometimes,
No harm in trial.
yeah, so sometimes these applications are free, but if there is money involved and you don't have a lot of it to throw around, I would just say be more pragmatic. So try to make sure that you meet the basic qualifications and still just try your luck. Okay. But when it comes to things like job applications where you know that you can apply for free, it does not make sense disqualifying yourself even before someone from HR sees your application. These things are subjective at the end of the day. So if money is not a problem, just give it your best shot. Who knows? You may be able to get approved for it. So thank you once again, Andrew, for that response. So I want to go to another question here. So we got a question from one of our audience on YouTube. Her name is Sandra Nzekwe, and she's she said she studied a medical course in the university, and then she had 6 months of training in tech, specifically data analysis and visualization, but she's not working in tech presently. However, she also co-founded a telemedicine app, which is not making money right now because she's still looking for sponsorship. So she's asking you, what do you think her chances of getting this visa is? I hope you understand the scenario she's trying to describe.
Yes, I perfectly understand it. I will start by commending her efforts. It's not easy to, um, have such an amazing initiative, and also not just having it, but executing it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. Probably due to some of the restrictions people have, visa restrictions, she has not been able to really start really generating money or start putting it out there. But yeah, there are always ways to go about this. If she's married, probably combine with a partner to, register a business and start pushing it. Right, that will really make a whole lot of sense because this one of the challenges people have. The recent changes say that you need to have you know um evidence of revenue generation. Before now, it wouldn't have been an issue, right? But the truth is that it's a very good innovation. You can start putting it out there. You don't need to have made like massive amounts of money, right? You can just, even if no matter how little it is, right? So she can start doing something. And another thing, considering that she has not been into tech, the other evidence required. I don't know. That's why sometimes it's always good to really have full information on paper before you can really advise. Um, if she has other evidence, that will, other good evidence for other criteria where, yeah, why not go for it? But if not, only this cannot really get him that visa, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for that feedback. So we have
So what
another.
I will recommend, if she has some time, right, on her visa, if she has it, let her, continue to start working on it. I already mentioned other stuff people can do, volunteering, doing journal publications, speaking engagements. Let her fully get involved in all of this. Yeah, with time she will be ready for it. Yeah.
Yeah, this person I believe is still in Nigeria.
Definitely, you can do that in Nigeria. It doesn't matter where you're doing it from. You can do those things in Nigeria. In Nigeria, there are tech communities, there are speaking engagements, right? You can get all of those things as well in Nigeria. Nigerians are really doing great stuff in the tech
Yeah,
community, right? A
yeah.
couple
So I
of
said that because you mentioned her visa, so I was like, let me make it clear she's not in the UK.
oh, good, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it means that she doesn't have any restriction. Then let her push it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. So we have
Okay.
another question here. So the person wants to know if the global talent visa is also available to people who are aspiring to pursue their PhD in the UK.
It's available to anyone, everyone, right? The main thing, do you have the visa? In fact, it's even easier if you are interested in PhD or if you have started doing PhD. Did you get
Mm-hmm.
somebody, or if you have PhD? If you have PhD, I will even recommend you do the
Mm-hmm.
academia research because it's a lot easier for. And if you have PhD and also you are a lecturer or you are fully into research, that one I
Mm-hmm.
won't touch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you just go the academia research route. But if you want to do PhD and then you've not started, it's still a good one. You can, while you're doing your PhD, you'll be doing some research, and that will constitute like your evidence you use in applying.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
I want to ask, I don't think I heard you discuss this during the presentation. So how many years is the visa valid for the
That's a
global
very
talent?
good question. For exceptional talents, you'll be given 5 years, right?
Okay.
And you can switch to indefinite leave to remain after that 5 years. Like a month before the end of that 5 years, you can switch. Okay.
Okay.
Why the exceptional talent, you will be given 3 years and you'll be eligible to switch to indefinite leave to remain um by a month before the end of that 3 years, right? Do you understand the logic there? Because they say that the exceptional talents, they have already gained massive experience
Mm,
and they are like on top of the game. So they just within 3 years they can switch. That's for digital technology routes, right?
mm,
Why the exceptional promise in digital technology routes is 5 years. But the good thing
mm,
about research and academia, within
mm,
3 years, off you go, right?
mm,
You just 3 years, you can switch to your this thing, indefinite leave to remain.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
so I don't know if you have this information, but what do you think is the rejection rate based on the people you know? I know you have been working with clients, like you
Yeah,
mentioned. So what would you say has been the rejection rate so far?
yeah, yeah. I would say about, for me it's about 20% rejection rate. Like for this year to start with, I've worked with um 4 persons,
Mm,
right? Three got and one got rejected. So
mm,
just to, so many people don't talk about this publicly, but I do talk about it when there is need.
mm,
And one of the reasons, somebody asks, why do people get rejected before now? Do you get one of the
mm,
reasons is not being fully prepared and there is no time. Right. One of them, he's already in the UK, but doesn't really have enough time. In fact, the this thing, the ones he got, we were even the ones that worked with him to really quickly, get those. But sometimes, you cannot really do a lot if there is not enough time. Do you get? So
mm,
yeah, yeah. So you just need time. If you're already in the country, you just have to start as soon as possible. Don't wait till you graduate. If you're a student, don't wait till when you switch to postgraduate. It works for people, but especially if they have been doing some things before then.
mm,
But if you have not been doing anything, please start on time,
mm,
right? Because if you're doing research, some research in good distance takes like 7 months to be published, some
mm.
6, some 5, some even getting to a year. I've done a research that took like 10 to 11 months to get published, right? If you check me, I have like about 140 citations,
Wow.
right? At the moment, but I don't have when I applied, I only had like, was it 10 or thereabouts,
Mm,
right? But that's to show continuity in the distance, right? So if just imagine, and some people they apply without having citations, they will
mm,
publish today and apply the next day. How do you show that your work has been helpful to others? These are some of the things you need to really state. But
mm,
you don't have time, your visa is expiring, you need to submit,
mm,
right? So that's the time constraint is really a huge thing. Do you get? So
mm,
people have to really start on time to avoid putting themselves and even the people, their coach, in such pressure and stuff like that. Yeah.
mm. Okay, thank you so much. And yeah, thank you for being transparent because, like you said, it's very important to say some of these things, and it
Sure,
shows how
sure, definitely.
transparent your work is. So keep it up. Yes, I wanted to ask you. I know you mentioned that someone in the UK can apply, someone in Nigeria and other places can apply, right? But do you think there is an advantage to being in the UK over being outside of the country?
To me, there's for academia and research, I would say yes, there is an advantage because for that one, you need a UK professor, right,
Mm,
to endorse you, to give you one of the recommendation letter. But for
mm,
digital technology routes, right, you don't need any professor in the UK to get it. So, for that one, there's no advantage. In fact, it's even easier to do it from somewhere else. Yeah. So people that know, right? It's not. Yeah, that's the way I would just put it for now. Do you get? Yeah, that's just it. Hope this
Mm.
answer.
Yeah,
There are a lot to say, but yeah, let's leave it
yeah.
at this point.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. I mean, we appreciate all of your answers. I mean, it's not easy to get questions and answer them on your feet without um, any prior preparation. So thank you so much. We appreciate all of this, and I'm sure that our
You're
audience
welcome.
who are live right now and those who are also going to watch, because people are going to watch maybe a few hours from now or maybe
Mm.
tomorrow and in the future. I'm sure they are going to appreciate you making our time to discuss
Yeah,
this with.
you know why I'm able to answer is actually what I do. I've been helping a lot of people do that. Even
Mm,
before I kind of started, we kind of started as a team, started doing stuffs, right, to help people, more people. I've been doing it for people, even like free of charge. I've been doing a lot of stuff. So, and I did it. I did my own myself to the extent that I watch all the YouTube videos about global talent. Today said that if I hear anybody's voice and if the person had made any video about global talent, I will tell you the person's name. That's how
yeah,
bad it is.
yeah,
You get. So
yeah.
yeah. So
That's very,
so
that's very true.
getting involved in something has a way of helping. It's just like what we are saying, right? If people have been doing stores and they already have this evidence, it's really very easy, like
Mhm.
walk in the park.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. And one note I also want to send to our audience today is like no matter whatever you do, I've noticed this among many young Nigerians. No matter whatever you do, make sure to be involved in the process of what you are doing. For example, you want to apply for the Global Talent Visa and you have someone helping you, whoever that person is. Make sure you are involved completely. You have to know what step that person is taking because this is your future we're talking about, not that person's future. So you have to be involved at every stage. Don't just say, okay, I'm working with an agent. Let me just sit down. You don't know what is going on. You have to understand the entire process. So whatever that person is doing, you know the implications. Okay. And you can also even sometimes if the person says, oh, let us do it this way, you can also bring your own input and say, oh, I saw online that I can actually do it this way and improve my application. That is how proactive I prefer people to be. Okay. So I think people should just have this in mind as they go about some of these things. Okay. Andrew, we have another question here that is not directly related to the Global Talent Visa, but it's still related to being in the UK. I know you have been in the UK for a couple of years. So this person just wants to know tips for applying for funding. So our nonprofit, many of our mentees are people who want to secure fully funded admissions abroad. So it's not surprising that someone asked this question. So if you can address this question as much as you can, or maybe I can also take it and Stanley also will be here to answer it. We have been answering this kind of question for like forever. So yeah, we want to get your own inputs, like a fresh perspective.
Yeah, that's fine. I know there are like few funding opportunities here in the UK, unlike the US, I believe, where we used to have a lot of funding opportunity. I don't know how it is now that Trump is on seat, but there are a lot. There is one guy I follow on LinkedIn. I forgot. I don't have his name on top of my head as well. Like he usually posts stuff like funding opportunities. And there is this UK website as well where you can go and check, scholarship opportunities. The Commonwealth as well is also a thing, right? You even get, paid in some of them as well, apart from funding your studies, right? I don't have their names on top of my head, but it's something I can also maybe share with you guys. Then you can share with the community as well, right?
Mhm.
Um, because I know we are doing the same thing, trying to make sure people get informed. Because when people get informed, they will be able to perform effectively. Yeah, yeah. That's my own little input about the funding. And apart from that, now PTDF, almost everybody know about that one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Some schools in Scotland, they do all these full, and they have fully funded scholarships as well. It's something they can also Google as well, apart from me getting those information and then sharing with you guys.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Thank you. And I just want to add a brief note to the excellent response Andrew already offered. So, and that question, before I forget, that question came from Onyekwere Chukwebuka. And like I said initially, you just have to own the process. Okay, all of these things we are doing, be it global talent visa, applying for scholarships, whatever, this is your future we're talking about. So you have to own the process. And a part of that is taking the initiative. Like Andrew mentioned, many of this information are online. Okay. These are things you can easily Google and do the research yourself, basically. Okay. However, apart from doing it yourself, we have organizations such as our organization, Education African Scholars Global Connect. Okay, we have in the past been able to successfully mentor students to gain admission at top institutions across the globe. For example, one of our mentees last year got into Yale University in the United States. In fact, Yale University is considered as one of the best universities all over the world. Like it is a top 5 university all over the world. And we were able to assist that young Nigerian lady to get in there. And we have also helped other students from across Africa to get into other top schools in the US, fully funded, University of Georgia, Purdue, and the rest of them. Okay, so I don't know if you're already a member of our community, but I would encourage you to join our WhatsApp community and those who may have a similar question, because we are happy to help you in the journey. And like I always say, it is your future, and you also have to take the initiative. If you are serious about it and God is on your side, I believe that every good thing comes from God. So if you are working hard on your own and God also wants you to achieve it, nobody can stop you. Okay. That's what I think I want to add to that. But we discuss tips to getting fully funded offers almost every day on our WhatsApp community, and almost whenever we do our monthly webinars. And like I said in the beginning, we do these monthly webinars, and most of our webinars have been on how to secure um, fully funded scholarships. We have done for the UK, that was in February, and the following month in March, we did for Hong Kong. We have also done for South Korea. So we try to cover most parts of the world. Okay, so I will encourage you guys to attend these webinars and gain as much knowledge as possible. So I believe this is the last question we have for our speaker, and I will
No,
just
no, Obi, I think I have one question from one of my colleagues at Michael Abara.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a lecturer. I want to read it out. He sent it to me on WhatsApp. Please,
Okay.
Andrew, are you still there?
Yeah, he
Yes,
is.
I'm here.
Yeah, so it's one of my colleagues. He's asking question about academia route. He's a lecturer in Michael Abara. So he was like, how can I get an endorsement since my PhD was not from UK? Guys, so he's trying to find out how he can get an endorsement, because I think the academia route you mentioned, the person must have an endorsement from a UK professor. So now he's asking how he can get that endorsement, even though his master's and PhD did not come from UK. And then he also asked question about number of publications you think are required in addition to his publications and I mean in addition to his qualifications of having a master's and PhD. His master's and PhD are all gotten from Nigeria, so he's trying to know how he can navigate through the process.
Okay, that's a very good question. Hope you can hear me clearly. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, um, yeah, that's the major constraints most people have for people going on through the academia research route. But there's a way to go about it. It just
The video
requires.
is awful. Thing.
Oh, sorry. Let me just. I'm gonna switch it on now. Just uh. Okay. Um. Just a minute. Okay. So, like I was saying, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um. That's the major constraints people usually have. People going through the academia and research route, they have that major constraint. But the way to go about it, which I always advise people to do, is to if you're a researcher, you're a PhD holder, right? I believe you must have done one or two research, right? I recommend to have at least five research in reputable journals. At least five. It shouldn't be less than five. And you have to be a lead author in at least two of them as somebody going via academia and research route, right? So, and if you have done that, and the challenge now is how to get a professor in the UK to endorse you. What I recommend people to do is to reach out to those professors on ResearchGate and on Google Scholar, right? If you type my name now, you see me, right? You can easily message me on Google, ResearchGate. The same way, you can also message these people on ResearchGate. In fact, most of them are more, they are more active on those places more than the normal social media me and you use. I hope that makes sense. So reach out to them, tell them that yeah, you have a research you're working on and you are happy you want to, and you have seen this is their area of interest. You want to really collaborate with them to do this. Most of them are happy to really jump on it. I know somebody that have done something like that and it works for him. He was also sharing it in one of our alumni conversations. Yeah, so people can feel free to take that same approach. Okay, thank
So
you.
there are a couple of questions on one or two questions that I think on the YouTube
We are
channel.
we've actually exceeded the time. That's why I even went upstairs thinking that we've just finished. We finished because my friend now just arrived. We want, what I told you before that yeah we have an event happening today, and the time we scheduled has really exceeded. I don't know if it's something. If we can take one more, then the other questions you can send it to me. Then I will answer and send you the response
Okay,
later.
okay. In
That
that
makes
case,
sense.
probably we'll have to send you some of the questions privately. You will probably answer them and we will post them online.
Okay.
Yeah, so because we don't want to exceed our time. However, it's just this one is just about someone asking if this visa can help the person to get a tech job in the UK.
Um, this is not job related, but on the other hand, it's still job related because once you have your visa, most people are not able to sponsor, right? But once you have your visa, it gives you the opportunity, right, to work for any employer without needing their sponsorship. In fact, one of my recent clients, right, um, he got his endorsement like 2 months plus or 3 months ago, but he has gotten another job and has switched in less than 2 months of getting that new job, of getting his visa, of getting his global talent, right? So that's to tell you that it's a kind of helps you in getting jobs, but it doesn't mean that once they give you the visa, they are giving you a job. No, it's not skilled worker visas. So people should be aware of this. But it gives you the opportunity to really get that get job. Hope that makes sense.
Yeah, sure. Probably you can conclude.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Andrew, for taking out the time to be with us and educate us about your journey to
Mm-hmm.
getting the UK Global Talent Visa. We really appreciate it. We know how busy you are, so thank you so much. And
Thank
I
you.
also want to thank our audience for attending and also asking their thought-provoking questions. So from me, it's goodbye. We're already behind schedule, and I feel bad for our speaker. So Stanley, please let's wrap up quickly and then let our speaker go.
Yeah, we are done. So thank you guys. Thank you everyone for your participation. There's one person that is asking question about what is this global talent visa? What is he has been typing a lot of things in the so I think the person joined late. So I would advise if you join late, you can this is live session, but once we drop the live session, it is still there, it will still remain there on our YouTube channel. So if you joined late, you cannot actually go back and watch it from the beginning. So thank you so much once more, Andrew, for your active participation, for giving us this opportunity for us to learn from this. And like we always say, what we normally do here is to try to see how we can connect scholars with mentees or scholars with upcoming scholars. So part of the things we do here is to see to make it easier for the mentees or the upcoming scholars to be able to connect with our scholars already. So just like Andrew now. So if you want to connect with Andrew, you can easily connect with him on LinkedIn. And I can share his maybe after this session, I will share his LinkedIn handle with you guys. So when contacting him, you can actually mention that you participated in the webinar session that he did for Educational African Scholars. I believe when you mention our organization, the person will be able to give you a listening ear. A lot of us here abroad, US, Canada, UK, everywhere, we are so busy, and most times we find it difficult to reply to messages. But I believe that whenever you mention where you have connected with the person, whenever the person comes online to look at your message, the person will definitely give you a listening ear and can give you like a personal mentorship and all that. So thank you guys for your active participation, and we look forward to further engagement with you guys as we move on with other programs and projects we have. Then thank you. And also those who have I want to also use the opportunity and then ask for those who have because a lot of people have been sending me private messages concerning the scholarship that we just finished recently. Our selection committee, they are still in the process of evaluating the applications. I just want to make it open directly to you guys right now. For those of you, because I get a lot of messages on a daily basis, and I find it difficult to reply to those messages because of my busy schedule here. So if you have applied, please have patience. We received more applications than we thought or we planned. So and everybody's application must be read because we must give everybody fair hearing. So but unfortunately we will not select everyone. I'm sorry to say that. But then we will try as much as we can to get the top people to be selected for that scholarship. So once they are done, we will announce the winners and then take it off from there. So thank you guys for your active participation. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Obinna, for hosting this event. And we say, may God bless you guys and I wish you guys good luck in your application.